This week on Cruisin' New England. Car guys have taken over normally angelic North Adams and turned it into hot rod heaven. The town fathers would never recognize it. I'm Paul Manette. I want to welcome you to another edition of Cruisin' New England. Today we're in North Adams, Massachusetts at the Motorama Car Show. Today we're going to see some awesome automobiles and we're going to have a look at a memorabilia collection. All this and more on Cruisin' New England. All my life, I've been cruising New England, meeting great people, visiting amazing places, and discovering wonderful classic and custom car collections, nostalgic automobilia, and so much more. Come on and join our adventure. I'm Paul Manette. Let's go cruising. Closed captioning for Cruisin' New England on Nesson is being brought to you by New England Recycling. Waste put to work.
This episode of Cruisin' New England with Paul Manette is brought to you by McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume Corvette dealer.
Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. If this should happen to your collector car, are you properly protected? Standard insurance companies typically try to reduce your claim with deductions for age, wear and tear, depreciation, and condition. At Grundy, we don't do any of those things. We write agreed value policies, which means the amount listed on your policy is the amount we'll spend if you have an accident. So for the absolute best claim service and best insurance for your collector car, call us or visit us today at grundy.com.
Find out what's happening. Get up-to-date information as I travel throughout New England and beyond. To get exclusive information and behind-the-scenes photos, join me on Facebook. Hi, I'm Paul Manette, and I want to tell you about my new book, Collections American Style. I've teamed up with Berkshire Hills Publishing to create this beautiful full-color limited edition book. It features hundreds of full-color photographs, collector profiles, and historical tidbits. You'll see some of the finest automobile collections in the country, and memorabilia from The Wizard of Oz to the world's largest Kodak camera collection. Reserve your copy today at cruisingNewEngland.com.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume new Corvette dealership.
While cruising New England, check out McMulkin, where there's always 250 new Corvettes to choose from. And a large selection of rare vintage classics, like this 1967 427 Tri-Power Corvette, or this classic 1969 Z28 Camaro, to a 1962 340 horsepower Corvette. Check them out at McMulkin.net.
The Thompson Auto Group.
We're back in North Adams, Massachusetts at the Motorama Car Show. And here I'm with some of the people behind the show. Joe, what a great show here today.
Thank you very much. Glad to have you here. Let me introduce you to the mayor of North Adams.
Glad to meet you, and you must be very proud of this car show because it's one of the nicest ones I've seen.
It's great. It's a great thing for the downtown, and these guys, I can't say enough about them. And thank you for being here today.
Oh, you're much welcome.
Thank you.
Joe, give me an overview of what I'm going to see here today.
You're going to see everything. We got everything here. If it has a motor, it's invited. You're going to find motorcycles, snowmobiles, vintage cars, hot rods, rat rods, you name it. There's big trucks in here. There's all kinds of stuff in here.
Joe, I'm so excited to get out there and meet some of the people here in North Adams, Massachusetts. What do you say I get going?
Let's go.
And I'll meet up with you later.
Okay.
All right. Our first interview here is going to be with Carl. Carl, what is this? I've never seen anything like it.
It's originally it was a horse and buggy sleigh that's turned around backwards and sitting on a 1912 Model T Ford frame with a 12-cylinder Jaguar in it.
What about all this brass? You kind of kept it to that era.
Yes, well, I had the radiator built in California 30 years ago. It's 30 years old. And the headlights are 1928 Packard. And I made the whole body out of different kinds of wood, cherry, birch, black ebony, black walnut, African mahogany.
This car, let's talk about that motor.
Okay. It's a 1974 12-cylinder Jaguar. And it's been tricked out on a dyno machine at 7,800 RPMs. It's got 708 horsepower. And it's got 12 Weber carburetors on it. I have 12 exhaust and 12 mufflers on it to quiet it down.
What you've done here, you are a craftsman, you are a car builder, and you had to be an engineer. What a car.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with John Renzi, and you brought an outstanding 1961 Chevy Impala bubble top. Give me an overview of this car.
Well, it's a 61 bubble top, like you said. When I bought it, it had a 6-cylinder, 3-speed, and now it has a 409. It's been bored and stroked. Got little black heads, manifold, 2 4s, headers. Brand new paint job this last winter, 67 Corvette red. Well, 5 years ago, my boys snuck it out on me. Did it all over, dropped the front end 2 inches, put power disc brakes, put new wheels, new tires, and they did a frame off.
Tell my viewers what bubble top is.
Bubble top is the back window. General shape of it, it looks like a bubble top, and it gets kind of warm sitting in that back seat in the sun. I think the Oldsmobiles had it, Buicks had it, I think, some of them. But it's a classic shape.
It gives this car the look. I'm telling you, it does. It just has that, you know, that fastbacky look to it, and I think it really makes this automobile. I got to tell you, it's unbelievable. Great job. Now I'm here with Todd Gary Jr., and he's brought an outstanding 1950 Pontiac Silver Streak. Well, I'd never seen a Silver Streak that looks like this. Tell me about the car.
Well, thank you. I bought it out in Ohio, found it on Craigslist, and it was in parts and pieces, and it took me 3 years to restore it.
Were you looking for a Pontiac specifically?
I was.
A 50?
50-51.
50, same body style.
Right. I had a 51 Pontiac. It got in an accident. I was looking for something to replace it. So
let's talk about this paint. Gorgeous, and I know they didn't do this in 1950.
No, they didn't.
Well, it's a beautiful paint job. Did you do anything under the hood?
I did. I put a big block 454. I pulled out the straight 8 that was in it.
It sounds like you did a lot of this work yourself.
I did do a lot myself, but I've got to get a lot of the credit to Gordon Hathaway from Hathaway Hot Rods in Charlemont, Mass.
Now, hey, listen, I've never seen those wheels on a 50 Pontiac before. Tell me about them.
They're American Racing wheels. They're the black chrome.
Did you do anything with the interior?
It's all reclaimed leather interior.
To match?
To match the car, correct.
How long did it take you to do this project?
3 years.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm here with Bob Copeland, a beautiful 1974 GTO hatchback. How long have you had this?
I've had it a little over 3 years.
Now, you know the value of these hatchbacks has gone considerably high.
Yes, I do.
So it was a great investment. So Bob, tell me about what you have under the hood.
Okay, under the hood is a stock Pontiac 350 cubic inch motor. It's rated at 220 horsepower. It's all stock. It has a Pontiac ram air induction on it.
Well, what makes this car too is the hatchback.
The hatch is what makes the car, and the rarity is also some of the options that are on here. The 4-speed was an extra option outside of the GTO package.
Very rare, and it's a beautiful looking car. This red with the red, white, and blue stripes on it, it's beautiful.
It's the original Buccaneer, original color. It's been a repaint, but it's original Buccaneer red.
Matching numbers here?
Matching numbers.
You got yourself a heck of a car.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
for sharing it with me.
Thank you.
A lot more from North Adams, Massachusetts, right here on Cruisin' New England.
This episode of Cruisin' New England with Paul Manette is brought to you by McMulkin Corvette, where there is always 250 Corvettes to choose from.
Order a bunch of parts to get ready for the car show this weekend?
And I got a hot deal, too.
You think? Think again.
Oh, man.
Tired of back orders? You need NPD. With 4 strategically located superstores, most orders arrive within 1 to 3 business days. National Parts Depot has quality restoration parts for Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle, GTO, Firebird, Ford, and Chevy truck. For your free catalog, go online or call toll free.
Do you have a child with food allergies? Does your school need help managing food allergies? I'm Gina Minette-Lee, a nationally recognized food allergy author, educator, and consultant. I provide a common-sense, fact-based approach to managing food allergies at home and at school. For more information, visit foodallergyconsulting.com.
We're the Hill family, and we are Imperial Worldwide. We are the largest insulation supplier in Central Mass. We specialize in insulation, vinyl siding, seamless gutters, and closet-made shelving. And we are going to save you money. We're the Hills!
I'm Lieutenant Gary Scott. Green Mountain State has beautiful sights for all to enjoy. To protect our great state, Vermont will not tolerate drug driving. Drug recognition experts are being deployed statewide to keep our roads safe. If you get high and drive, you will be arrested for DUI.
Your special moments are something to remember. For weddings, portraits, and special events, contact Sparks Fly Photography.
Would you like more information about the Cruisin' New England Car Show series? Go to our website at cruisingNewEngland.com.
Celebrate the Big E's 100th anniversary, September 16th to October 2nd in West Springfield, Massachusetts.
We're back, and I'm with Vinnie Paris. Nice to meet you, Vinnie.
Nice to meet you.
A 1931 Ford Rat Rod.
You got it.
Before we start off, what is a rat rod?
A rat rod is a car that you put together using all different parts, a little bit of artistic value to them. It's your own imagination. You put it together and you take them off, you put them on, you add to it, and it's a great thing to do.
So everyone that builds these things, they have their own definition of a rat rod.
Yeah, their own definition and their own flavor.
Is this your personality coming out in this vehicle?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, tell me about it.
It's a 1931 Ford. It's got a baby Hemi 270 out of a 55 Dodge Lancer. It's got a turbo Chevy 350 transmission and a Ford rear end.
So you think we're going back here in time when they used to build rat rods in the 50s and 60s, or I should say hot rods in the 50s and 60s? You go to the junkyard, you get what you can, and you put together a vehicle, right?
You got it. Go to swap meets. That's the best part, is going around getting all the tools and the material to put it together. It's great.
Now, how about that interior? Boy, what an interior.
Tell me about that. I made the bomber seats. I made those myself, all the metal inside. I've got burlap for the doors. There were split P bags. I cut those down, made the side panels.
The burlap bags. Limited budget for this?
Yep, limited budget.
Well, it's an outstanding vehicle. Let's talk about the wheels, those big wheels in the back.
You like the wheels?
I do.
Those are rocket racing wheels, to give it a nostalgic look, like the, I don't know what you call it, the old gasser look with the white walls.
I know you drive this everywhere. How many miles a year you put on this?
Last year we put like 1,200 miles.
1,200 miles. That's a lot.
Yeah.
What's your wife think of that beautiful interior there? It's pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually have cushions up in there for her.
Listen, this is outstanding. I love rat rods.
Great.
I think especially the new generation coming up, I'd like to see more people do them.
Yeah,
Thanks
it's
for
fun.
sharing it with me.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now I'm here with John Lavardi. An all-stock 67 Corvette?
Yeah.
What did you...
Stock.
I know that. What'd you do with this thing?
We took, it's a 67 Corvette. It was a drag car to South Carolina. Went down and grabbed it, brought it back, and pro-streeted it.
Well, you did a lot more than that to it. You did a paint job with this?
Paint job. We put nitrous in it, new tranny, chromed everything all out. Everything's done with gambling in this car. If you really look at it, it's all dice and roulette wheels, and I love to gamble, and I'm a very lucky man.
Well, let's talk about what you have under that hood, because that's a lot to this car.
It is. It's a 468 Big Black. It's got, with nitrous. So it's pulling about, with a 300 shot of nitrous, you're probably looking at 1,200 horsepower.
Do you actually drive this?
I do. I drive it a lot. Yeah, as much as I possibly can, yeah.
So let's talk about inside the car.
Inside the car, we did all the interior over. Again, it's do with gambling.
So, John, you don't race, but you got a wheelie bar.
I do have a wheelie bar. I don't drag it, but I do have a wheelie bar on it.
Is that when you're doing fast on the highway, just in case?
Just to keep me under control, that's all. Thanks.
Now I'm here with Dan Skase. You bought an outstanding 1948 Chevy custom pickup truck. Tell me what you've done with it.
We put a Mustang 2 front suspension, put a 350 with a 700R, vintage air, Cadillac seats, 2003 Corvette blue with a GMC Electron silver.
Now, is this something that you designed yourself?
Yes, actually I did everything myself.
I gotta tell you, it's unbelievable. Okay, can we have a look at under the hood?
It's a vintage air compressor. It's all chrome Edelbrock intake, Edelbrock carburetor. The motor's painted in Prowler purple. I like the color purple.
Is that something you picked?
Yes, sir.
It goes really well with the blue.
Right, and the whole chassis is painted purple too to match.
Is this a driver or is your trailer?
It's a driver.
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, I drive it all the time.
I believe you. Tell me about your interior.
It's a 2003 Cadillac STS Cadillac seats, all leather interior. Real nice.
Well, you managed to have that color combination of the gray to go with the gray on the outside. Right. That was a plan.
That was a plan.
You did a great job with this, and I thank you for sharing it with me today.
No problem.
Now I'm here with Russ Clark, a 1927 Ford Roadster. What a beautiful car.
Thank you.
Now, did you build it yourself?
Yes, my son and I.
Okay, what'd you do with it? Give me the overview.
We did the welding, we did the motor, all the electrical. The paintwork was done by a friend of his. We did everything but the paintwork.
Wow. So what did you do with the motor?
It's a 454 bought out 60 over with a mild cam and a 780 CFM carburetor on it, and runs out nice.
And how about the interior? It's a beautiful interior.
Thank you. I just had that done by a local fella up in Savoy, Mass.
The paint job is gorgeous. You went with the yellow and the limey green.
Yes.
Now, is that something that you picked, or?
No, you know, you go through the books and you try to put things together and you get people's opinions, and that's what we came up with, and it worked out well.
It's a beautiful vehicle. I love it. I saw it when it came in this morning. We had to do it. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm here with Bob West. You've got a fantastic GTO here, but I understand you have quite a memorabilia collection at your home. Do you think we might have a look?
That's right. We can go up there, Paul.
When we come back, we're going to be at Bob West's home to see his memorabilia collection and the GTO. Still ahead on Cruisin' New England. Now we're back, and I'm at Bob West's place.
Great to have you here, Paul.
Pleasure to be here. You know, you told me about a memorabilia collection you had, and I can see part of it in the background. It looks awesome. But before we start looking at that stuff, why don't you tell me about this beautiful GTO?
Well, it's a 67, 400 4-barrel, 360 high output. It's an original car. It's had a frame-up restoration. And it's just a nice driving car.
I ask a lot of guys if this is their daily driver. But this is your wife's daily driver.
Right, it is my wife's daily driver. She does use it in the summer on nice days. That's pretty much it, back and forth to work.
But does she let you use it?
Not very often.
Not very often. Well, I want you to thank your wife for bringing this car to the Motorama car show in North Adams. But we're here to talk about memorabilia. So let's start off with the wall behind us. Maybe you can give us an overview of what you have.
Yeah, we've got quite a collection of different signs that we've collected over the years. They vary in years from back to the 30s on up through probably in the mid-60s. Some are porcelain, some are tin.
One that stands out is I love that Brookside Milk and Cream. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
Yeah, that was actually on the internet, and sometimes on the internet you get lucky because they're so far away and they won't ship.
Another one I noticed up there on the wall is Team. They don't even make it anymore. You see that soda sign up there? Awesome. You know, Bob, you have some great signs there. You have quite a collection of tractors there.
Yeah, we've got 3 John Deeres.
It's quite a collection here, and I know we're going to see a whole lot more when we go inside. How did all this collecting start?
I've been in the fuel oil business all of my life. I mean, that's actually my first sign that we ever had right up here. And then, you know, as
my wife and I got together, and she started collecting milk bottles, and I started collecting oil cans. And then it just kept, then oil cans turned to signs, and then banners and things of that nature.
Well, let's talk about some of those oil cans. You have almost every major.
I don't. That's the real deal, is I don't have every major. You have to really search the countryside to find out, to realize how many more there are out there. I've got some unique ones, and I got some that are kind of plain Jane. Because, like you take Quaker State or Haviland, them are just real normal to our market area here. When you start to get to some different ones, even like the old oil zums are hard to come by, an Invader, stuff like that you don't even see around here.
Now on this wall here, hey, Sinclair Dino, look at those toys. And those go back quite a ways.
Probably 25 years ago.
Now in the backdrop there, you have some nice banners up there. Give me a little overview on that.
Joe, Dean, and I went to a Chevrolet auction that was going out. And a few of these banners came from there. They were just a new old stock that they must have taken down and put in the attic. And when they auctioned off everything at the Chevrolet garage.
That's where you find them, boy, in the attics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're beautiful and they're in great condition. And you got a couple of real nice metal signs over here. You got the Delco and you got the Atlas tire signs. Awesome. With all the stuff that I see in there, it's all in mid condition. It looks like you actually are going back in time. Bob, when we pulled up in the driveway, I noticed some beautiful stuff, including some gas pumps. Can we go have a look?
Sure, let's go.
Bob, this is quite a front that you have here.
Oh, thank you.
Again, you've continued the collection of awesome signs. Now here we are. We're underneath the porch part. Why don't you give me an overview of some of these signs?
All right, this is one of the other first signs that I acquired was this national grocery sign. That was just in an antique shop, but it was my pride and joy when I first got it, and there was nothing else here.
Well, we're gonna have a look at some gas pumps here. And I know they're reproduction. Why did you go with reproduction on these?
Well, the restored pumps are nice, but they are crazy money. This company here does an identical reproduction.
You know, Bob, you have a tremendous memorabilia collection here. Your signs are awesome. Even your reproduction pumps are really great. Bob, I want to thank you for sharing everything with me here today. It was great. I saw a lot of great stuff.
Well, I'm glad you came up, Paul.
When we come back, we're going to be at the Motorama Car Show in North Adams, Massachusetts. All this and more on Cruisin' New England.
When you're visiting Vermont, never drive while distracted or impaired, and always remember to buckle up. That's the best way to ensure everyone gets home safely.
Make it McMulkin Chevrolet, New England's largest volume new Corvette dealership.
While cruising New England, check out McMulkin, where there's always 250 new Corvettes to choose from. And a large selection of rare vintage classics, like this 1967 427 Tri-Power Corvette, or this classic 1969 Z28 Camaro, to a 1962 340 horsepower Corvette. Check them out at McMulkin.net.
The Thompson Auto Group.
Imperial Worldwide insulation vinyl siding, copper and seamless aluminum gutters, closet-made shelving systems, and zero-clearance fireplaces. We strive to make the building process easy and fun. Check out Cruisin' New England Productions' website. You'll see updated information about our fun car show series, including the Magical Mystery Cruise, the Circle of Champions, the Super Wheel Showdown, and the Spooktacular Cruisin' Classic. Also subscribe to Cruisin' New England magazine. We feature some of the hottest rides in the Northeast, along with event listings and a whole lot more. Don't miss a single issue. And if you want more information about sponsorships, advertising, or personal appearances by Paul Manette, email us at cruisenewengland@aol.com.
Building Maintenance Services. We've been servicing the Northeast since 1990. We service and repair revolving doors, automatic and handicap doors. We can help you design an attractive, efficient entrance you can be proud of. Protect your investment and secure your property with yearly maintenance contracts and 24-hour service. Whether in office, medical, or commercial high-rise, we'll get the job done right for you. Building Maintenance Services.
Do you have a vintage car, boat, motorcycle, or airplane collection, along with some memorabilia? Would you like to be featured on our show? Email us at cruisenewengland@aol.com. Now we're back in North Adams, Massachusetts at the Motorama Car Show. I'm with Don Rancotti, and he has brought a very special and rare automobile here today. A 1954 Nash Healey. I've never seen one on my show, so tell me about it.
Well, in 1954, they made 90 of these units,
It was a collision of George Mason, who was the CEO of Nash at the time, got together with Donald Haley. Because Donald Haley was looking for an American motor that was bigger for racing purposes. And as a result, Nash commissioned Haley to build the frames, and then they went to Pininfarina to build the bodies.
Well, there can't be many of them surviving today.
No, the club seems to think about 360, more or less, that they've been able to account for out of the 506 produced.
It is beautiful. And what about under the hood?
Under the hood is a Nash motor. The drivetrain is all Nash. It's a straight 6-cylinder with dual carbs.
Now, did you do a restoration on this when you bought the vehicle? So how far along was it when you got it?
It was done by amateur, poor paint job, looked good from 20 feet. Up front was a lot of orange peel and whatnot, so we had to strip it completely.
How long did it take for you to complete the project?
3 years.
3 years, but it was worth it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was worth it in the end.
It's a beautiful car. I was so excited to see it here today. When do you get a chance to see this? Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now I'm here with Kevin Kopaz, a 1971 Dodge Challenger RT in a beautiful purple color. Tell me about it. Is it all stock, first of all?
No, it's not all stock. I got a 528 Indy Hemi in it, putting out 640 horsepower, and I got a 5-speed Trimic transmission.
What made you do that? Go from the all stock to what you've done to this?
When I picked it up, it was supposed to have a 383 automatic. When I got it, it was a 444 speed. At that point, I just made it what I wanted it to be.
Hey, no matching, might as well go for it, right? Okay, what you do with the interior?
Completely gutted it right out, all new floorboards, new headliner, new interior from Legendary.
And what about the wheels?
The wheels are all stock wheels on it. It's stock for the year 71, and it's got Cooper radios on.
So is this made for show or for speed?
A little bit of each, basically for show. I won't take it on the drag strip. I don't want to ruin it. I get too much time and money into it.
How about on the highway?
Yeah, the highway just cruises very nicely.
How nicely?
Pretty nice. I don't go over the speed limit, but...
I don't believe you. Thanks for sharing it with me.
All right.
Now I'm here with Ken Medeiros with a not-so-ordinary 1955 sedan delivery. When you look at this car, the first thing you see is that flip-flop paint. Why did you start off with flip-flop?
I finally went to my body man and I says, this is the color I want. And he kind of chuckled at me and said, I says, what's wrong? He goes, you picked the most expensive paint in the book.
And they don't even offer it anymore, do they?
No. PPG is called Rattlesnake is the actual name.
You know, to really get the picture of this, you really got to see it in person, because you know, as the sunlight changes or any type of lighting, the paint changes.
Correct. It's amazing. Whenever we go to a show, it's just amazing. People come over and ask me what color the car is, and of course, you know, I tell them the name of the paint, but as you walk around the car, it will change from a gold to a brown to a green.
Were you looking for a sedan delivery all the way?
Yes. I always wanted to try 5 since I was a kid.
Was it worth the wait?
Oh, most definitely.
Great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I'm here with Joan Bader, a 1957 dual gear. Tell us about the car.
My husband bought the car in 1962, and we've had it since.
So the dual gear, do you have any history on that?
It's all Chrysler running gear, handmade Italian body, has a 315 Hemmings motor. And I guess a lot of the movie stars owned them, you know.
I can see why.
Frank Sinatra, Lucille Ball.
Well, I've never seen one, so it has to be pretty rare. You know, I look at this vehicle and I can see other automobiles within it. Like the front kind of looks a little like a Lincoln. The back kind of looks like a Cadillac. The design is just beautiful. The interior is gorgeous. And it was the sporty car of its era.
Oh, yes. Yes. People think it's a souped-up Thunderbird.
I've never seen one like this, and I doubt I'll see another one like it. And I want to thank you for sharing it with me.
Thank you.
I had a great time here today in North Adams, Massachusetts at the Motorama Car Show. I'm Paul Manette. Until next time, I'll be cruising New England.